Hi, everybody. So, I want to talk to you all about your sun and your moon signs. Okay, I'm going to do just the sun and moon today. Um, and to understand the relationship between the sun and the moon, let's look at the sun, the physical sun. Okay, the sun is the center of the solar system. Okay, everything in this solar system cannot survive without the sun. Not only does the sun give us light, okay, the sun gives not just does it give us light with which you can see. The sun provides the energy that the human beings, the plants, and the animals all need to survive. And when I speak of energy, I'm not only talking about physical energy, I'm also talking about spiritual energy. So the sun, without the sun, there is no life on this planet. Without the sun, we cannot see. Okay? And if we cannot see, there is no direction. There is no illumination. You can't see. So, the sun is the center, like I said, of the solar system, the physical sun. Now, the moon does not have a light of its own. The moon simply radiates the light of the sun. Okay? The moon takes from the sun, the light from the sun, and reflects it back to the earth. The moon does not have its own light. Does this make sense? So, astrologers tell us that the sun is simply your ego. That is true. But I don't think they place enough emphasis on the sun. They also say that they don't understand. How will I say this? The sun is who you are. Your sun sign is who you are. Just like the physical sun is the center of gravity and the center of this solar system, your personal sun is the center of your solar system, is the center of your life, is you. Because without your sun, there is no life. Without your sun giving life to you and creating or manifesting as you, there is no you. How can I explain this? Your sun is who you are. Your sun is your spirit. Your sun is your center. Your sun is the spirit that you are. Okay? And so the same way that this sun gives light to the world and to the earth and nourishes the earth, and the earth survives by the sun, so do you survive by your own sun. Does this make sense? So your sun sign is who you are. Everything else revolves around your sun sign. Because without your sun, there is no you. Because your sun is simply a representation of your spirit, where your spirit is at. Does this make sense? So when you hear astrologers talk about the sun sign, I don't even know what they say about the sun sign. Something, I don't know what all they say. You gotta understand that the sun, your sun sign, is the center of who you are. Now, your moon sign, just like the moon, physical moon, because as above, so below. If anything below does not reflect what's above, then there's no truth in what is below, or how we understand what is below. Okay? So your moon sign is your moon, is a part of you that takes energy from the sun, reflecting the light of the sun back to you. What does that mean? The way the moon does not have its own light and simply reflects the light of the sun is the same way your moon does not have its own light, but it simply reflects the light of your sun back to you. Now, there are other things that the moon does. My dog is licking her ass. You don't mind the noise. There are other things that the sun and the moon does, and I'm going to explain this. This is going to be confusing to a whole bunch of you, but if you hear me out. The sun, the only change in the cycle of the sun is either when we have the equinoxes, I'm not even going to go into that, or when there's an eclipse of the sun or something like that. The moon, on the other hand, marks time, especially for the woman. The moon regulates the woman's menstrual cycle. Okay, the moon is in control of that because the moon rules the reproductive organs of everybody, including male and female. The moon marks the reproductive cycle of the woman, the menstrual cycle. Also, the moon has the phases of the moon. It's time, right? So, what the moon does for the human is that the moon regulates the woman's or the human being's time in any particular incarnation. The same way the moon functions according to time, okay, the moon brings that same principle of time to the human incarnation. Because left to the sun alone, when you incarnate, you will carry all your incarnations and everything at the same time, which will make it, the moon allows you to take what you need. You know, the moon kind of regulates how your past lives, you know, affect your current incarnation, and it regulates time. It regulates how you, the aspect of your eye, the aspect of your sun that you are experiencing in any particular incarnation. The moon does that. Does this make sense? So the moon is not just how you express your emotions or how you express your instincts or how you express your impulses that you get from your soul, because you got to understand that everything that comes through your emotion has its origin in your soul. Okay, so the moon reflects the aspect of the sun, your sun, that you need for this incarnation. Okay, so now, if you have a harmonious relationship between your sun and your moon, if you have a sun-moon conjunction, that means that the energy between your sun and your moon flows seamlessly. It means that they are one, they are united. It also means that you have a very narrow or one-sided perspective on your experience, because your sun is in the same sign and your moon is in the same sign. If you have like a semi-sextile, like where both of them are neighbors, like I do, right? I have a sun in Scorpio and the moon in Sagittarius. It's like they're neighbors. So they kind of, hey, they wave at each other. They kind of see each other. They're close by, so they kind of understand each other. Okay? If you have a square between your sun and your moon, it means that there's something it means that the way that you are experiencing your moon is not quite in line with the way your sun is. So there's something obstructing the flow. There's something blocking your moon from reflecting your sun like it should. Okay, so who you are, who you experience yourself to be in your feelings and in your impulses and in your instincts, is not quite a reflection of your sun. Now, if you have an opposition, your moon and your sun are not even talking. So when you have somebody with a sun-moon square or sun-moon opposition, this is somebody who is divided within themselves, because their moon is not quite reflecting the energy of their sun. So there's something pulling them one way and something else pulling them a different way. If you have a sun-moon opposition, it's the same thing. Okay, so like in a relationship, you have a man who has a sun-moon opposition or a sun-moon square, or if you have a sun-moon opposition and a sun-moon square, you gotta understand that there's something that is not unified or in harmony within yourself. And so you are like divided within yourself because your sun and your moon are not communicating. Imagine y'all if we had a sun, our physical sun, and something is standing in between our physical sun and the moon and is blocking the moon from receiving the rays of the sun. That's going to affect the way the moon is going to operate, right? It's the same principle. I hope this helps you understand your sun moon. Your sun moon, they are critical, they are very important. Okay?